These videos are brought to you by MSCCasino.com and the Macau Sporting Club. MSCCasino.com. Check it out.
You are watching SportsMatters TV.
Okay, guys, welcome to a SportsMatters TV special. I'm in Cork. Éabha is up in it's Dublin, yeah?
Dublin, yeah.
The mighty Dublin. Yet again, look, massive preparations ahead of a massive fight. And yet again, look, a sold out show. It has been announced that Cage Conflict is sold out. Look, the lady next to me, she's mainly the reason why it is sold out, no doubt. Look, but first of all, how's things with you? Obviously, look, you're always active, Éabha. You're always, you know what I mean? You're always giving good vibes. How's things your side of the pond?
Brilliant. Yeah, no, really good. I'm having the active year so far that I planned for, so I'm happy. I couldn't ask for more, to be honest.
And like, you're not afraid to fight. That's the thing. Look, you know, you're the kind of person that will take a fight in short notice. You know what I mean? Plenty of notice. You fight all year round. But it's I suppose when we spoke there maybe a year ago. We spoke about obviously being active and inactivity, and you're obviously getting the fights you want. You're getting, you know what I mean? You're getting the action.
Yeah, 100% I am. You just have to stay ready in order for that to happen for you. This fight I actually took on short notice. I only found out less than 2 weeks ago. But I'm fresh, I'm training, I'm ready to go. So I was able to say yeah to it, you know.
I like you train quite often. Like, I suppose I need to him on my
Yeah.
Instagram. I'll scroll through stories and stuff. But like, you're
Yeah.
always in the midst of the action. Like, how much do you enjoy it? Because look, you're making quite a name. Obviously, look, first of all, representing Ireland, but I suppose on the amateur scene, you're one of the biggest names. You know, when it comes out of, you know, I suppose you look at all the legends throughout the years that have been amateurs and they've gone on to great teams. You're one of them names that are being mentioned. So like, tell us, you know, how much do you enjoy the training first of all, and obviously you're obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's I think the best word. It's obsession. Like it's very addictive. Do you know what I mean? It's when you have that passion for it there, like it's just very addictive. And I just don't see myself doing that.
And like,
I want to get back.
And like, as you say, look, you're not afraid to have that knock. You know, I know obviously Kerry Ann in Cork is, you know, we've had Kerry Ann on over the years, and like, she speaks highly of you. Like, you know what I mean? You're not a prospect anymore. You're the real deal. You know, you've gone from prospect to real deal in the space of a couple of months. But
Thank you.
how did it come about first day? Where did that love from MMA come? Because we know it's a tough, grueling sport. You have to have absolute bravery and courage to enter that field of you know, sport. But how did it come about first there?
It was actually unintentional. The gym that I went to, it was a local one here in Tala, and they kind of advertised to do Muay Thai, and then I got there, and they were like, "No, it's actually just MMA. If you want to give that a shot," I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go in, I'll give it a shot." And straight away, it was a jiu-jitsu class, and I just straight away loved it. So it wasn't intentional.
And like, there's many areas. Like, obviously, look, jiu-jitsu, there's stand up, there's striking,
Yeah,
there's wrestling. Obviously, look, you're making the fast advancement when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I think it's a purple belt now, is it? Or
purple now. Yeah, yeah. 7 years in training, so Um, yeah, I've been out now about I think 2 years total with injuries, just under 2 years, just like sitting out not being able to train. Like I've had three big injuries, so but yeah, basically 5 years of training. So yeah, purple, yeah.
I like, you know what I mean. I think I always say to you, like, you're very inspiring in the fact that, like, you know what I mean. You know how to unwind as well. I find that about you, like, you know how to kind of switch off. I think you know how to kind of
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just kind of switch off from life in general, which is good. But you know, how do you
yeah.
find, you know what I mean, your the way you train, you've got a really good vibe about you. Like, where does that come from? Is that just something you learned, you know, growing up? Is it just something, you know, you learned recently? Because it's very powerful stuff.
Which would you kind of be referring to when you say like,
Like, you know, the way you switch off. So like, you know, the way, you know,
yeah,
you know what I mean, you do a lot of yoga, you're kind of, you know what I mean, you go to the beach a lot, you just know how to unwind,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
that kind of sides, yeah.
You make time for yourself.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I'd have to thank my parents for that. They're both quite free-spirited people, and I guess I kind of just took it from them over the years. But I do find in doing what I do that it's necessary. You know what I mean? Like so much of this is up here, so I think you really do need to take care of that. And everyone has their own ways of doing it too, I guess. Like, But I just know for myself, yeah, those peaceful moments that I have with myself, making it a daily habit, it's definitely brought me a lot of success. Like, but like that, everyone has their own ways. But I think, yeah, overall, I'd thank my parents for showing me that kind of side of life.
Definitely. And look, you go day by day. Obviously, look, you mentioned MMA. It's an absolute obsession. But like, when it comes to the amateur scene, Éabha, like you're shining. What's it like representing Ireland? Obviously, look, getting away. There's so many great people in Cork that speak about you. And look, I always love the updates in regards to, what I mean, when you're away and you're traveling and stuff. But obviously, that's a great feat to represent your country.
Oh, it's amazing. There's no feeling like holding that flag. Like I'm just one of these people, like I'm so proud of my culture and where I come from, and just when you get to actually hold that flag, it's just an incomparable feeling. Even now, like when I'm fighting on Saturday, like I want to bring the flag out with me. I'm fighting a girl from Belfast, so I'm probably not going to, but a big part of me really wants it. I just love holding the flag and continuing on the fight, and it's big for me. Yeah, it's important.
And like we have to mention Belfast this weekend. Look, there's obviously there's so many great fights on that card, but look, definitely potential fight of the night yourself, and your opponent.
Yeah.
Like, do you know much about your opponent? Look, obviously she's quite fresh to the game, but look, obviously you're well aware of what's ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing her fights, and she's good ground game and she's good striking. I think her striking can be a bit better, but I feel my striking is better. So I'm gonna do me in there.
And look, you're not afraid to fight. That's what we said. Look, you've taken the fight in short notice. Why did you take the fight? Is it just simply because look, you love to fight? You're looking for the fights. Would you fight once a month if you could?
I would, yeah. I was only saying to someone recently, I'd love to do one jits a month and one MMA a month. I just see myself having such an active year. I'll take a bit of time off during the summer, go somewhere nice maybe, but up until then, like and even after, like I just don't want to think about breaks. Do you know what I mean? Like I've no plans right now as of when I'm gonna go pro, but obviously that is what I want. And I am 21, I am young, but I also do want to be making as much progress as I can to get to that stage, because it's more exciting. You've elbows, you've knees, do you know what I mean? It's just a better lifestyle, to be honest. So yeah, I really just want to show people what I'm capable of. Do you know what I mean?
And I'm glad you mentioned the pro because look, I was going to mention that. Look, I always sometimes I jump the gun. Like if I'm talking to an amateur boxer or amateur MMA, like us kind of presenters always assume, look, it's always going to be the pro game, and some people don't want to
Mm.
go pro, but you want to go pro, and that's something it's insights. It's insights. Maybe would you reckon it could be something that could happen maybe towards the end of the year next year, or look, have you got a goal set?
We'll see. We'll see how well this year goes. But you know yourself, like things happen, injuries, this, that. I don't really even have a set amount of fights that I want before I go pro. I know I definitely want to do another IMAF, and I'd like to get a gold before I go pro. So, you know, see how they go as well. But yeah, no, I've no real time like that. I am young, but I'm definitely working towards it. It's on my mind. Yeah.
And Éabha, look, we have to mention it's look your name that's been talked about in Irish MMA. It's there's going to be no fair signatures on that table. Like when it comes to Bellator MMA, John Kavanagh calls him, you know what I mean, the home of Irish MMA because Bellator is so good to the Irish athletes. Infect that. There's you know what I mean. There's UFC, there's Cage Warriors. You're going to have plenty of signatures on that table when the time does come.
Yeah, 100%. I'd hope so. Yeah.
Definitely. Look, we have to mention numerous things, but tell us, what's been your highlight reel so far? Look, you've had so many great achievements. There's plenty of medals. What have you enjoyed most? What countries do you like getting to most?
Um, like all the kind of countries I've been to with the IMAFs have been amazing countries, like and there's Serbia. What would be my favorite? I actually quite enjoyed Serbia recently. I feel like I got to see quite a bit of that city. Whereas Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, I didn't really see as much of it. But I love cats, and there was no cats in Serbia, so maybe not Serbia. I'm always going out. Anyone that's on Team Ireland knows me. Like I'm always when I go to foreign country, I get cat fitted and I go out and feed the local cats. It's actually something I do before fighting that kind of just brings me back to myself and things I like, and it's something I like to do. Yeah. So no cats in Serbia, so maybe not.
That's that's a good thing. And like we have to mention, obviously, Marlene, Miss SBG Cork City. What's it like being around
Yeah,
Marlene? Because look, she's obviously she's iconic and a girl that
yeah.
look we all love here in Cork.
Yeah, no, Marlene is amazing. She's some woman. She really is an inspiration. I only seen her there on a Sunday international. It's good to see her. Yeah, no, I love Marlene. She's literally the mammy of Team Ireland.
She's the mammy of Cork as well. We have to mention
Cork.
she's iconic. And look, you're part of a great team, Éabha. Look, we have to mention like SBG Ireland. It's listen, we know what it's all about. We know John Kavanagh, all the team. Like there's so much happening via SBG. But what's it like to be part of such a team? Because it's obviously, look, it's an iconic place to learn the ropes and to go all the way.
Yeah, no, it's honourable. It really is. You couldn't really ask for more. Like it's exactly what I wanted moving to that gym and more. And I think the results are showing. Like it's just such a high level. It's where I should be.
Definitely. And look, I feel like Conor McGregor is a massive fan of you. I like we've seen you've done a bit of grappling with McGregor. There was a time I suppose he crossed paths. Obviously, he keeps an eye on all the Irish athletes, all the Irish stars. But look, it looks like he's giving thumbs up. He knows that there's something special here in our country of Ireland.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, support is good. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Can you hear
Now,
my cat meowing there? She's trying to get in.
yeah,
Sorry.
I could hear something. You broke up slightly, so I said that was the cat interfering the interview. That's how many, is it just the one cat or do you have a couple?
No, just one princess. Yeah,
Just the one
she's me
for
life.
now. And then when you have your palace, you'll probably have 50 cats then maybe. Kittens,
It
cats.
actually is quite a dream being a crazy cat lady, but with my lifestyle, I don't think I'd be able to manage it. I'd like to do something giving back to cats, open a shelter or something in the future, 100%. But yeah, I love cats. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? So like we spoke obviously, amateur game is it's incredible. Many medals, traveling with Ireland is incredible. SBG. Obviously look, we have to mention the godfather of Irish MMA, John Kavanagh. Look, he's doing a tremendous job with all the athletes. There's so many that he has to juggle, but how
Yeah.
important is he to Irish MMA?
Oh, he's legends. He's first black belt. He's done so much and is continuing to do so much for the sport. Like, yeah, he's an amazing man. He's really an inspiration. And although he does have a lot of fighters to be looking after, like he really finds the time, I find, to give his time to a lot of the fighters. And even on the amateur scene, like it wouldn't be just kind of the pros that he'd give time to. Like he's if he sees something in you, he definitely gives you his time of day. Like so it's amazing. It is, it's much appreciated. Like
And you know what I mean? There's been so many, iconic stars throughout the Irish game. And even today, like, we mentioned, like, you know what I mean? There's fighters, cage warriors, there's fighters, in fact that. Like what kind of people inspired you growing up? So obviously look, when you took a liking to MMA, what kind of people did inspire you from day one?
Connor actually was a big inspiration. Like I'm from Tala and he's not from far down the road, and he was kind of he was big when I was getting into it. Like so, his name was everywhere, and it was definitely motivation. Like hearing his name, getting into it, like 100%. Yeah. And then female wise, I've always loved Holly Holm. I think back then when I started, yeah, Holly Holm stands out as being my biggest motivation. Yeah.
And like, would you get starstruck? We have to mention like, it's you're probably so used to seeing all these people in the gyms and stuff. Would you ever get starstruck? Like, obviously McGregor walks in, he's got that big presence, that great aura about him. Would you get starstruck? Would the whole gym stop and pause?
I've only been in the gym once, and yeah, like you feel his energy, his big personality, and I think people would be like trying to act casual and all, do you know what I mean? Like it's like Conor McGregor's right there. But yeah, he's only been in the gym once, but the rest of the guys I've used to them now, like they're all bang on, like so it's
Yeah.
quite
It's a,
normal.
it's a good community. And like, look, what's that ultimate dream? Like we mentioned Holly Holm, she had a great win previously. Obviously, Conor Mack is coming back. But look, what's that big goal of yours? What's that ultimate dream? Is it to fight in the UFC? Have you set that big target? Because look, as a sports, as a top MMA amateur, there's so much on the line for you. There's so much you have to do. There's so much, you want to achieve. So what's that ultimate goal?
Definitely UFC. Yeah, UFC champion, 100%.
And it doesn't phase you, Éabha. I know that by looking at you. You're not phased one bit.
No, it's all about self-belief, you know what I mean? No one's gonna do it for you. there's no one that can get you there other than you. You can have support, you can be in great gyms, but at the end of the day, when that cage locks, it's you fighting someone, and that's what this is all about. So if you have that belief in yourself to get there, like I visualize, I manifest myself being a UFC champion. So why wouldn't that happen? You know,
Who
it's
who's
gonna
your
happen.
who's your opponent when you see that, when you visualize that? Who are you punching around the octagon?
Anyone, fucking anyone, I don't care. Same way, I'll do it.
Same way, knockout artist. Like, yet again, you're putting in all the work. You're you know what I mean. You're so many great attributes when it comes to being a fighter. For you, what do you want to improve on? Look, obviously people want to improve every day, but for you, what do you like? Obviously, look, the ground game, I'd say you're an absolute, like, I've seen videos. I know you're so good on the ground. Striking, you're a dark horse. You have got plenty of power to trouble a lot of people. But what do you find you're working on the most at the moment?
I feel right now, generally speaking, wrestling would be the biggest thing. But I'm starting to hear people are calling me a ground game fighter, like, and I don't like that. I want to be known as a well-rounded fighter. So I'd be doing a good bit of striking as well. Always tipping away at the jits, you know what I mean? I really do have a passion for jits, so always tipping away at that. But I'd say overall it'd be kind of mixing it up and getting it to the ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing a bit of striking, doing a bit of wrestling, but overall wrestling, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with you. I know that for a fact. I wouldn't mess with you. I don't think many
Mm.
people would mess with you. And look, we have to mention, I suppose, one of the last two things. Like, obviously, look, Irish MMA has come a long way. It's finally kind of getting the recognition and support like it deserves. For a long time in Ireland, a lot of I suppose our MMA fighters or boxers, they weren't getting the recognition. Like Katie Taylor's only kind of getting it right now the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And people are jumping on the bandwagon, let's say. But like, obviously Conor put us on the map when it comes to MMA. But when it comes to the amateur game, you know what I mean, you're getting a lot of support. Team Ireland are getting support, and I suppose all countries love having Ireland over there. So for you, what's it like to see that happening and to see, you know what I mean, Irish MMA really start to shine the way it should be shining?
Yeah, it definitely is getting a lot of recognition. But I don't think we're a recognised sport just yet. Yes, they do get funding to go to these big competitions. So we're definitely in progress, but I don't think we're fully there yet. As you say, our countries always love to have Ireland over, and that is always appreciated. Yeah, I'm always just so proud to be from Ireland. Like anywhere you go, even outside MMA, people are happy to have you from Ireland. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's great. We're loved everywhere. Right, so 3 or 4 quick fire questions before we go. Right, so who's been like everyone you fought's tough, but there's no doubt about it. But for you, who's been that toughest opponent yet?
Probably Raquel Garcia. Yeah, she's a beast.
She's good, but you're good as well. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of more battles along the way.
I'd say
Um,
so.
right, we're going to ask you what's your favorite thing to eat. So obviously, look, you have to watch what you're eating when obviously you're cutting weight or you're trying to put on weight. You know what I mean? You're such a brawler that sometimes you might have to put on weight because no one of you are going to step up many divisions. You're crazy in a good way. You'll take all the fights that come at you. But when you're
Yeah.
I suppose in the midst of a training camp, what do you like to eat most for all the girls that want to watch and learn something?
Yeah, well, I eat anything like so. I'd eat a lot of meat. A lot of meat would be kind of my go-to. Like meat with your carbs, and then like fruit and vegetables. I think that's just a very simple way to put it. Like bleeding steak, chicken, turkey, fish, salmon, cods, and then a bit of carbs. But I love steak. Steak would be my favorite.
And how do you find cutting weight? So, like, if you have to cut weight, obviously, look, sometimes we have to do that. How do you find it? Do you find it quite easy? Because look, obviously, you're always in good nick anyway.
Yeah, in good nick, but I'm actually dropping weight now. I've never fought at 55. This will be my first fight at this weight. The eventual goal is 52 strawweight. I've only ever fought at 57 flyweight. So yeah, we're doing a catch weight now for this fight. And the next fight I have booked up in May over in England. That's also a catch weight 55. So I'm working my way down to strawweight. So yeah, no, I'm in a weight cut this week. I'm whacking the water into me and eating your meats and stuff. So it's fun.
You don't look too grumpy though. You don't look too grumpy, which is good.
I'm actually grand. Yeah, I'm actually good. I'm with John Connors now. I don't know if you know him, but he has a PhD in weight cutting, like so
Yeah.
with the best of the best for that. Like so he's just telling me what to do and I'm just doing it. So his main thing like is having energy on the day, you know what I mean, and doing the right things so you have energy on the day. So I've never not had energy, and I don't think it'll be any different for this one at all.
Oh, I love
I
it.
feel great, yeah.
That's good. And what team are you going to walk out to this for this fight? Obviously, look, it's there's going to be, I suppose, people will say a hostile crowd. You know what I mean? Belfast to me is Ireland, and I know, look, there's obviously politics and stuff. But what are you looking to walk out to?
I have a song chosen, yeah. It's I had to be careful with the ones that I picked because I love my Irish songs. But I asked the show if they were okay with this one. It's Oro Shade of Balia.
I love
I
it.
don't know if you know that one. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
remix
sure.
of it as well. So
That's the one we all learned
it's
in
women
school.
singing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unreal. So
Yeah.
that'll be fairly epic. That will give the tingle on the spine for all the spectators in attendance. And look, just before you go, what's your prediction for the fight? Look, obviously you don't want to give too much away. You don't even have to tell us because look, your opponent might watch and she might say, "Hey, I'll be ready for this." But look, how do you reckon the fight's going to go? Obviously, look, you took the fight in short notice. Look, you're going in, massive reputation. How do you see it going?
I see it going. I don't really have a plan because I feel confident anyway that it goes. If she wants to strike, I'll take her strike, and if she wants to go to the ground, I'll go to the ground. So I feel confident anyway that it goes. The only thing I know is I'm going to
I
win.
love it. That's the best way. Look, it's been a lot of watching your amateur game, and obviously, look, your journey so far. You're, definitely an inspiration. I love the vibes with you. It's as you say. Look,
Thank you.
you know to switch off, you know to switch on, and as you say, look, that's very effective, in life in general. But look, all the best. We're going to be making sure we're watching. We have a busy week here at Sports Matters. A lot of happening. There's a lot of stuff happening around Ireland. You have the National Stadium Dublin, big boxing event, UFC. There's everything, but this will be the one everyone's watching. Éabha Cruise in the house. It's going to be a massive one. Cage conflict, and it is sought out due to this lady. A massive show, and of course she does take on Nicole Cameron as well. So that'll be an epic fight. We're looking forward to it. Yet again, look, there will be links to check out Cage Conflict on Instagram. They'll have all the updates there as well. But Éabha, we'll see you soon. Look, I'll meet you in person eventually. And as I said, look, you're doing this all pro. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Jerry.
Anytime, Chad. We'll see you soon. Look after the cat.
Okay.
And I'm looking
I
forward
will.
to seeing your palace in the near future.
Thank you. Thanks, Jerry.
Chad. See you soon. Be good.
Okay.